Hello and welcome to CATEX-TV. I'm Tom Bailey in London. It's 4:30 PM in London, 11:30 Eastern Time and 12:30 in Bermuda. Today in history. Today in 1971, 9 hostages and 28 prisoners died in a takeover at the Attica State Prison. Today in 1988 saw Hurricane Gilbert become the strongest ever hurricane in the Western Hemisphere with a barometric reading of 26.13, and today in 1991 a 55-ton concrete beam fell from Montreal's Olympic Stadium. And now to the news. Authorities in Mexico have arrested one of the country's most wanted men, the alleged drug trafficker Sergio Villarreal, who is said to work for the Beltran-Levea cartel. A military source told news agencies yesterday that Sergio Villarreal, or known as El Grande, the big one, was arrested with 2 other people in a non-violent operation in the city of Puebla. Mexican authorities had offered a reward of up to $2.2 million for information leading to his arrest. According to local authorities, Villarreal was a key participant in a bloody struggle for the leadership of the Beltran-Levea cartel that began after former chief Arturo Beltran-Levea was killed last year. Villarreal and Hector Beltran-Levea, Arturo's brother, were feuding with would-be cartel leaders including Edgar Valdez, also known as La Barbie, who was captured by authorities on August the 30th. La Barbie, so-called for his fair complexion, is accused by both Mexican and US authorities of drug trafficking and murders. Villarreal is similarly accused by Mexican authorities of trafficking and carrying out murders for several of the country's brutal drug cartels, which have killed tens of thousands of people in bloody battles with each other and confrontations with Mexican authorities. Now to tropical storm news. Hurricane Eagle became a large and dangerous Category 4 hurricane yesterday as it began to move on rapidly and menacingly towards the United States. The U.S. National Hurricane Center said Eagle continued to intensify with top sustained winds of 150 miles per hour and could become a Category 5 storm as early as today. The Miami-based center said Eagle continues to intensify at a rapid pace. Behind Eagle, the Hurricane Center said that Tropical Storm Julia had developed over the far eastern Atlantic yesterday, becoming the 10th named storm of the 2010 Atlantic hurricane season. Hurricane Eagle was located about 1,005 miles east of the Caribbean's northern Leeward Islands in the early hours of this morning. Eagle is moving west and is expected to turn towards a northwest and slow its pace by late Monday, today or tomorrow. The Hurricane Center said some fluctuation in intensity is likely during the next 48 hours, and Eagle could become a Category 5 hurricane on Monday. Computer models project Eagle, which became the 4th Atlantic hurricane of the 2010 Atlantic season, they projected it would stay in the Atlantic for the coming days and not enter the Gulf of Mexico. Eagle may threaten Bermuda, but it is thought to only have a small chance of landfall on the US East Coast or in Canada. Meanwhile, Tropical Storm Julia is not really posing any direct threats. Tropical Storm Julia has sustained winds of 35 knots currently, forecast to strengthen to 50 knots over the next 24 hours. As you can see from the map here, Eagle is currently right on track for Bermuda, with Julia expected to pass sort of to the east of Bermuda and then will just turn on its northern trajectory. The Monte Carlo annual rendezvous is taking place, and as is the seasonal tradition, there are lots of predictions about reinsurance rates for the forthcoming 1/1 renewal season. Guy Carpenter is reporting that rates will decline in the forthcoming renewal season. Munich Re sees stable pricing for the renewal season, and Hanover Re is saying that prices may decline 5%. So I suppose if one is to draw a consensus from that, it's that they'll be slightly down on the previous year. That is, of course, assuming that no large hurricanes form and make landfall with severe losses, which would cause an instant turning in the markets if those losses were big enough. Finally today, PricewaterhouseCoopers is warning that a divide could be emerging within the global reinsurance market and whether a fundamental overhaul of reinsurance business model is needed following the financial crisis. New research from the accountancy firm suggested a marked difference between how European reinsurers are responding to the crisis compared with those in Bermuda or the US. In a report published today, PwC states that the majority of European reinsurers have already begun implementing substantive adjustments to their strategy. However, in the US and Bermuda, most executives question their fundamental business model has not changed. Most executives said their fundamental business model has not changed as a result of the financial crisis. PwC partner Akim Bua reports the global reinsurance market have proved its resilience, but dramatic changes in the global risk landscape mean there are more obstacles and opportunities to come. He added that reinsurers need to stand out in the face of limited growth prospects and continued market uncertainty, all while trading at depressed book values. The report, which is based on interviews with senior executives of leading property and casualty reinsurers, identifies the biggest threat as failing to maintain underwriting discipline in an increasingly competitive environment. That's all from us today. We'll be back with you at the same time tomorrow. Until then, thank you very much and goodbye.